When we evaluate the civilizations of the ancient world, our metrics are almost entirely physical. We equate the sophistication of a society with the volume of stone and brick it left behind. Egypt established its legacy through these permanent markers, millions of tons of limestone stacked to dominate the skyline. Mesopotamia left behind massive ziggurats as proof of centralized urban power, creating towering hubs for religion and government. Even the Indus Valley is defined by its ruins, a sprawling grid of sophisticated foundations that reveal a culture of meticulous urban planning. History suggests a clear pattern. A civilization's perceived importance is directly proportional to the scale and survival of its physical wreckage. Kishkindha breaks this pattern. Ancient texts describe it as a dominant superpower, with a level of organization and influence that rivaled any empire of its time. Under the leadership of Vali, the kingdom maintained strict governance, mobilized massive military forces, and executed global search operations that required immense logistical coordination. But an archaeological search of this territory yields no monuments, no carved capitals, and no stone palaces. There's only the natural landscape. This creates a fundamental tension in history. How can a society achieve this level of documented organization while leaving behind a total archaeological vacuum? Kishkindha requires a different analytical lens, one where the absence of traditional ruins reveals a specific, non-physical form of advancement. The archaeological void in Kishkindha suggests a society built on extreme environmental adaptation rather than physical permanence. While other empires sought to master nature by paving over it, the Vanaras thrived by integrating their society into the existing landscape. They utilized the geography as their primary infrastructure. Untouched mountains functioned as natural fortresses, and complex cave systems became secure routes for navigation and communication. Their power was built on intangibles: mobility, terrain mastery, and survival tactics. These knowledge systems served the same function as the walls and roads of a traditional city. A civilization anchored in environmental intelligence and flexible knowledge can survive and expand in ways a society bound by stone walls never could. The turning point for this specialized society was the search for Sita, a mission that pulled Kishkindha out of its isolation. This global search operation moved their forces far beyond their familiar terrain, involving the Vanaras in a conflict that spanned the ancient world. Committing their greatest warriors and their specialized knowledge to a cause this massive came with a heavy cost to their own kingdom's operational capacity. These events guaranteed the Vanaras a place in legend, but they also exhausted the resources that sustained their active political empire, beginning a slow generational fade from power. Every physical empire eventually faces the same fate. Stone crumbles, inscriptions erode, and the memory of the civilization fades as its buildings decay. Kishkindha took a different path. They encoded their history, their governance, and their achievements into stories, poetry, and oral transmission. Hanuman emerged as the primary ambassador for this vanished world. Through him, the values of the Vanara people, courage, exploration, and service, were preserved and carried forward across thousands of years. Placing their history in the hands of the people, rather than the endurance of stone, allowed the Vanara legacy to persist long after traditional empires would have crumbled to dust. Today, Kishkindha as a political entity is gone, but the mountains and rivers described in the ancient texts remain virtually unchanged. This untouched landscape is the final physical archive of the Vanara people, a place where the terrain itself remembers the stories history has forgotten. Kishkindha teaches us that lasting permanence isn't about how much stone we stack against the sky. It's about how perfectly we adapt to the world, turning a civilization into an eternal idea.